Men over 50. Have you ever felt like your body betrays you at the exact moment you need it most? The desire is there, the feelings are still there, but the firmness just isn't as solid as it used to be. And that one thought, what if I fail again this time, starts a vicious cycle of anxiety and avoidance. You might even suffer in silence, thinking this is just the rule of aging. But I'm Dr. Emily Carter, and I need you to hear this directly. This is not just because you're past your prime. And often, it's not even about low testosterone. As a urologist, I see a hidden cause that few men talk about. It lies right here in your pelvic floor muscles. These muscles quietly determine whether you can trap blood to stay hard or lose it immediately. Today, I will show you three simple daily stretches. No pills, no equipment, that can reactivate these muscles to help you feel stronger and last longer. If you are looking for safe medical-based advice for men's health, consider subscribing. We're building a community here to tackle these issues head on without the shame. Now, before we jump into stretch number 1, I need you to understand the missing link about your pelvic floor tension. Because if you get this wrong, you could train for months and still see no difference. Let's break it down. Have you noticed something? The scariest feeling isn't actually the moment you lose an erection. It's the moment you start doubting your own body. You're in the middle of being intimate, and suddenly a question pops into your head. What if I lose it again? That one thought alone triggers a stress response that acts like a brake on your physical arousal. Many patients come to my clinic convinced they have low testosterone or poor circulation. They rush to buy supplements, but the truth is, there's a missing piece involved in nearly every case of ED over 50, your pelvic floor muscles. Think of these muscles like a supportive hammock at the base of your pelvis, but functionally they act as a valve. They allow blood to flow in, but they must also clamp down to trap that blood to maintain firmness. Here's the problem. After age 50, due to sitting, stress, or prostate issues, this muscle group often becomes not just weak, but chronically tight. When it's weak, the valve leaks, but when it's tight and rigid, it creates a chokehold on your nerves and blood vessels. And here's the counterintuitive truth. The more you try to tense up to force an erection, the more you are actually locking yourself down. Relaxation is often the key to firmness. So before we stretch, we need to know your baseline. We need to do a quick, discrete test right now to figure out whether your pelvic floor is simply weak or if it's stuck and tight. Now, I want you to try a gentle squeeze on the inside. Imagine you are trying to stop your urine stream mid-flow. But here's the key. Do not brace your stomach and do not clench your glutes. Isolate just that internal muscle. Hold for 3 seconds, 2, 1, and fully release. Pause for effect. Did you feel a quiet, discreet little lift inside? Analytical tone, yang fun tick. If you did, that is excellent news. It means your nerve connection is intact. You just need the right training to build strength and coordination. If you didn't feel anything, or if you had to strain really hard just to find it, don't panic. That is often a sign your pelvic floor is either dormant from disuse or it is frozen because it has been tight for so long. And if you felt tension or discomfort the moment you squeezed, you're likely in the stuck and tight group. This means what you need isn't more squeezing. You need to learn how to lengthen and release. Call to action, kyo goi hendong. Just leave one word in the comments. Yes, if you felt the connection, or no, if you couldn't feel it yet. Be honest. I want to know where you are starting from, because these next 3 movements are designed specifically to fix this connection. And you'll see why urologists prioritize these lengthening exercises before we ever talk about medication. If you've tried exercises before but felt unsure, like you couldn't tell whether you were doing them right, this move will fix that immediately. Lie on your back with your knees bent, feet planted firmly on the floor about hip-width apart. Place one hand just below your belly button so you can physically feel what is happening. Now, take a breath in, and as you slowly exhale, imagine you are gently pressing your lower back down into the floor, like you are trying to flatten a towel underneath you. Your pelvis will tilt very slightly and your lower belly will draw in. Then inhale and let go, allowing your lower back to arch naturally again. That's it. Small and subtle. Do not lift your hips off the floor into a bridge. A lot of men get this wrong because they try to use force, but when you force it, you create tension. We want your breathing rhythm to guide the pelvic area back online. Do this slowly 5 times, holding the flattened position for 3 seconds each time. You might feel a gentle, deep engagement in your lower abs. That is a good sign. It means the wiring is working. And here's the key point. When you start controlling this small movement, you are regaining a sense of ownership over your body, something that the fear after 50 often takes away. Stay on your back with your knees bent like before, but this time we are targeting the support system. Exhale, squeeze your glutes, and lift your hips up until your shoulders, hips, and knees form a straight solid line. Now, here's the secret sauce. While you are up there, gently press your knees outward just a little, only a few inches. Hold that position for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Then bring your knees back to center and lower your hips down slowly. You should feel your glutes and outer hips working. You should feel stable. You should not feel pain in your lower back. If your back hurts, it means you are arching too high and forgetting to breathe. Slow down. Exhale as you lift, inhale as you lower. And here represents a major insight. Sometimes ED isn't about a lack of desire. It is about a physical support system that has become too weak to hold the blood flow. So I want you to ask yourself, if it only takes a few minutes a day to strengthen that system, why would you let fear dictate your life? But hold on, there is still one reason men train for months and don't improve. They get stronger, but they remain locked up from chronic tightness. Strength without flexibility is just stiffness. And this final move is the key that unlocks everything. I call this the pelvic opener. First, protect your knees. If you are on a hard floor, grab a cushion or a towel. Get on your hands and knees, hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Slowly widen your knees out to the sides within a comfortable range. Keep your feet in line with your knees. Then gently shift your hips back toward your heels. You don't need to go deep, just until you feel a distinct stretch in your inner thighs and groin. Now, add a light rocking motion. Exhale as you shift back into the stretch, inhale as you glide slightly forward. Do this for 30 to 60 seconds. Keep it slow, steady, and pain-free. If it feels too intense, simply bring your knees closer together. Listen to your body. Most men don't realize that tight adductors, the inner thigh muscles, can limit how open the pelvis can be. When this area is tight, blood flow and nerve signaling get squeezed, exactly like a garden hose that is bent. And here's the warning I want you to remember. If you only focus on squeezing, like Kegels, and never releasing, you may be tightening the very spot that needs to allow blood flow in. When this area starts to soften, a lot of men notice their body responds naturally again. But for results that actually last and don't just come and go, we need one final step to lock this in. Let's wrap this up. You can do the stretches, but if the internal engine is struggling, the car won't drive smoothly. If you are dehydrated or your diet is poor, your blood vessels can't produce enough nitric oxide to allow that smooth blood flow. If you have been under long-term stress, high cortisol acts like an invisible brake on your system. It suppresses testosterone and tightens your pelvic floor subconsciously. If your sleep is broken, you are missing the critical window where your body produces hormones and repairs nerve tissue. And most importantly, erection quality is often the canary in the coal mine for heart health. If you have underlying conditions like diabetes or heart disease, please talk with your doctor. Safety is always priority number 1. Just remember this one principle. A few minutes a day, gentle but consistent, beats one intense session once a week. I want to help you build a routine. Go to the comments and type the word plan. If I see enough interest, I will pin a suggested 7-minute daily schedule right at the top of the comments so you can start tonight. And before we end, I want you to hear one final sentence. Carry this with you because it will decide whether you truly change or end up back in the same old cycle of worry. Aging doesn't take away your strength as a man. What quietly takes it away is the habit of neglecting your body and the silence when you keep your struggles to yourself. Today, you have learned the missing piece that so many overlook. Your pelvic floor, remember, it can be activated again, it can be released again, and it can be supported again. All it takes is a few intentional minutes a day. You don't need to chase quick fixes or magic pills. You just need consistency so your body can remember how to function at its best. If you are tired of the noise and want practical medical guidance made specifically for men over 50, please subscribe. And before you go, let me know in the comments. After trying the test and these movements, are you in the yes group, you felt it, or the not yet group? I read the comments because I want to know where you are starting from. The most important thing is this: you don't have to figure this out alone anymore.